Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today's reaction is going to be on VEX, the Gloomist. And if this is your first time to the channel, how my reactions work is we're going to take a look at the biography and story first. We'll move on to the gameplay, abilities, and cinematics. We'll move on to the skins, and finally end off with the voice lines and special interactions. Okay, so the only thing I believe I recall about VEX, well, obviously, VEX is just like the super depressed Yordle. And I kind of want to know why VEX is this way. Or maybe VEX is just like the pessimist, which I definitely can be a pessimist most of the time, to be honest with you. But I try to be optimistic, of course, whenever I can. But VEX, I very much so can like kind of vibe with. I've noticed. I've heard some of VEX's voice lines a tiny bit. So I'm actually kind of excited to get into VEX's head here and kind of learn why VEX is the way she is. All right, the quote, like I said, I love it already. Just ugh is the quote for VEX. Related champions, we have Lucian, Senna, and Thresh. Oh, and Viego. Right. Okay, hold on. So we're having all related champions related to the Ruination event. And I'm not remembering exactly, but I do recall VEX popping up when we were reading something related to the Ruination stuff, and I can't remember it, so forgive me. Role as mage, and the region is the Shadow Isles, not Bandle City. So that is kind of an interesting reason. Maybe that's what's causing VEX to be the way VEX is. I don't know. The quote says, "In the black heart of the Shadow Isle, a lone Yordle trudges through the spectral fog, content in its murky misery. With an endless supply of teen angst and a powerful shadow in tow, VEX lives in her own self-made slice of gloom, far from the revolting cheer of the normie world." We're using the word normie? Though she lacks ambition, she is quick to strike down color and happiness, stopping all would-be interlopers with her magical malaise. Okay, so she actually loves the Shadow Isles. She loves how dark and gloomy it is. So she's like, this is my home. I don't want like that normie world that everybody else lives in. And I can kind of get that sometimes. All right, I'm excited to learn more about why VEX is the way VEX is. So here we go. In the black heart of the Shadow Isles, a lone Yordle trudges through the spectral fog, content in its murky misery, with an endless supply of malaise and a powerful shadow in tow. VEX shields herself from the pep and happiness of the outside world and all of the irksome normies who occupy it. Growing up in Bandle City, VEX never felt she belonged. The whimsy and color of the Yordle realm was cloying to her. Despite the best efforts of her parents, she never seemed to find her Yordle spirit or any like-minded friends, and chose to spend most of her time sulking in her room. There she found an unlikely soulmate in her own shadow. It was black, her favorite color, and it didn't talk, the perfect companion for the sullen youth. So she's just like that angsty teenager, and she's kind of like living that as an adult too, I assume. Unless VEX is just like technically considered still a teen as a Yordle. She learned to entertain herself with the shadow, performing gloomy pantomimes for her own amusement. Alas, it was just a shadow, incapable of shielding VEX from the loathsome cheerfulness that surrounded her. Surely something more lay in store, something darker, something sad, something just like her. That something arrived in the form of a harrowing, the clouds of black mist that billowed through Bandle City, stirring its residents to panic. Oh, everybody's panicking, and she's like loving it. Oh no. While most Yordles fought valiantly to beat back the mist, VEX was intrigued by the foul miasma and began to follow it to its source. When she arrived in the Shadow Isles, VEX couldn't believe her eyes. Vast tracts of land and sea, devoid of all life and color, stretched out before her. Here she could finally sulk, unbothered by the laughter and merriment of others. As the days passed, VEX realized the black mist was having a strange effect on her. Her shadow had taken on a new ghostly persona, much more lively and expressive than its host, and her benign Yordle magic had transformed into something far more sinister. VEX could now spread her misery far and wide. Whoa, is she going to have like some crazy power because of this? Who made this wonderfully awful place, she wondered. Her question was soon answered when the ruined King Viego appeared in the Isles, seeking to spread his mist to all corners of Runeterra. Upon meeting VEX, Viego realized the Yordle had a unique ability to spread despair, making people more vulnerable to his harrowing. VEX in turn was inspired by his vision for a world covered in black mist. The two became fast allies and set out to turn the entire world into a harrowed wasteland. Okay, so that is I'm assuming that's what I read, is that Viego and VEX met for a little while, became allies, but obviously I don't think it obviously lasts, and I think, you know, obviously after Viego's gone, VEX is kind of like, you know, I'm kind of whatever, right? Before Viego's vision could be fully realized, VEX discovered his ulterior motive, to reclaim the soul of his dead queen Isolde and reunite with her in matrimonial bliss. Okay, so she didn't like that. She shuddered in disgust, feeling betrayed that the man she had trusted to kill the world's happiness had in fact been seeking it himself. VEX left Viego to be defeated by the Sentinels of Light, his dreams of a matrimonial reunion dashed upon the stones of the Camavoran wreckage. Alone once more, she watched in disappointment as the world returned to the bright, colorful place she had always hated. finding a lasting melancholy was going to be tougher than she'd thought. So it's like, can we say Vex is a villain? And I don't want to paint it like one way or the other, black and white, where like either you're a hero or a villain. But I mean, the way how she wants everybody to just be unhappy kind of makes her kind of a villain, I guess. But I guess if she's not doing any like villainous deeds, so, to say, then maybe not. She knew one last place she could go, a surefire way to achieve the misery she craved. She paid a visit to her parents in Bandle City, eager to show them who she had become and bask in their disapproval. The young Yordle watched as her parents turned dumbstruck, still as tree stumps. Their expressions changed from shock to denial to reluctant acceptance. "Honey, we don't understand this," said her mother, motioning with her finger at Vex's entire being. "But we love you unconditionally," said her father, "and if you're happy, we're happy for you." Oh, at least she has nice parents. Rolling her eyes, Vex released a loud, exasperated sigh. "You guys are the worst," she moaned. She trudged out of her parents' living room, anxious to return to the Shadow Isles where she could soak undisturbed. Okay, yeah, she's literally a teenager, angsty teenager as a Yordle, which is kind of funny because I always think the Yordle, like, it's obviously hard to tell how old a Yordle is just by looking at them. I mean, unless you're a Heimerdinger. But yeah, I kind of am curious now to know how old she is in Yordle years and stuff. And I'm sure we'll find that out in the fandom and stuff later. But obviously, this makes me believe her voice lines are going to be freaking hilarious because it's just going to be all these angsty teenager voice lines and they're probably going to be hilarious. So cool. All right, our story is called The Meaning in Misery. It was midday on the island and Vex was just emerging from her previous night's sleep. The black mist that blanketed the Shadow Isles was especially thick today, creating an atmosphere of despondency that suited her perfectly. The grisly host of specters surrounding her released a chorus of blood-curdling shrieks and hisses, hoping she might be in the mood to engage them on this exceptionally dismal day. "You want to play again?" Vex sighed. "Fine, I'll do it, but someone else has to be the gravedigger this time." From her back, Vex heard her shadow volunteering. Okay, yeah, so what's the deal with her shadow? I'm hoping we're going to learn more about it in this story, but does she have a shadow that literally came to life? "Shadow, if you're gravedigger, that means I have to be gravedigger too." Shadow looked at her with sad, hopeful eyes. "Whatever, even though this is completely stupid, me and Shadow will be gravedigger. Everyone else go die." Oh, is it like hide and seek, but the gravediggers are like the seekers? Covering its eyes with its hands, Shadow began to count to 100 as the host of specters scattered to find hiding places in the rocks and ruins that dotted the island. Vex, her eyes uncovered, could see something peculiar bobbing through the haze in the distance. It looked like a pair of pointy ears. "Small fry," called a voice from just beneath the ears. "Are you here, Yordling?" "Oh no," said Vex in dismay. "Tell me that's not..." The pointy ears continued bobbing toward her until at last the figure beneath them came into view. An older Yordle stood before Vex, his arms splayed in excitement. What is he doing there? "There you are, Yordling," he said. Vex's eyes narrowed contemptuously at the familiar face. "Uncle Milty, what are you doing here?" "What do you mean? Can't a grown Yordle pay a visit to his small fry?" said Uncle Milty with unrelenting cheer. "Don't call me that." Vex noticed her spectral peers were beginning to emerge from their hiding places, curious about the new visitor. "I'm kind of busy," Vex said to her uncle. Can you just tell me what you want and get out of here?" Uncle Milty's face melted, its stiff, resilient smile changing to a grave look of concern. "Very well, I won't lie to you, small fry. It's your parents." "Oh no." Vex's eyes rolled so hard they nearly fell from their sockets. Ugh, what about him? Why did Uncle Milty even care what her parents thought? He wasn't her real uncle anyway. Oh, why is he not real uncle? Is he just like a family friend? Probably. "They'd never tell you this, but they're worried sick about you," said Uncle Milty. "You're off living in some drab stink hole, cavorting with the ghosts. You have to come home." "No, absolutely not. Please, small fry. No. Just for a visit? Just to show them you're okay? No. Just a quick one? Pop in and pop out? No. Now get lost," said Vex. Uncle Milty's brow furrowed at her resistance. A moment later, his beaming smile returned and a twinkle sparked in his eye. I'm just like picturing this like super happy uncle and then obviously Vex being the teenager or whatever, just super dark. And I'm just like imagining this as like a cinematic. I think it'd be funny. "Well, I can see there's only one thing to do here," said the old Yordle. He wiggled his fingertips, moving his hands in an arc around his body. A large rainbow portal opened before him. "Let's not tarry. Your parents are just about to sit down for tea. We can join them if we hurry." Oh, did he just like open a portal? Vex winced as Uncle Milty pulled her toward the magic gateway. Thinking quickly, she raised her hand, summoning a thick black shadow at her feet, snuffing out the brightly colored portal. "If you think I'm walking through that thing, you're even more clueless than I thought." Uncle Milty raised one of his bushy eyebrows high in befuddlement. "But, small fry, look around you. This place is for dead things." "Duh, that's why I'm here," said Vex. "People suck. Yordles really suck. Colors make me want to puke. And this place has none of those things. I love how she says yordles really suck. Probably because yordles are like extra happy all the time or something. Or because she just grew up with yordles, right? Uncle Milty stammered, stunned by his niece's words. Then realization began to wash over him and the twinkle returned to his eye. Oh, I know what this is. You've been away from the Bandlewood for too long. You've lost your yordle spirit. All you need is a couple days back home and you'll be right as Rose hips. He wiggled his fingers, conjuring the rainbow portal once more. Vex felt the very bottom fall out of her soul as she realized her eternal plight. She was a yordle, would always be a yordle, and would forever be tormented by their undying enthusiasm. Yeah, exactly. So I guess yordles are just known for their undying enthusiasm, aka the yordle spirit. Unless a thought popped into Vex's mind. She nearly smiled as she realized it just might be the solution to this torture. She quickly suppressed the smile and summoned her true malaise, full strength, and gazed at the ground. What's the point, Uncle Milty? What's the point of what, Vexy? All of it. Bandle City, yordles, life. Oh my god. She looked up from the ground to see her uncle's smile fading. The point of life, he asked. Isn't it? Seeing her uncle at a loss for words, Vex eagerly answered the question for him. I mean, we're all just random wads of magic. Who we are, what we do, who our family is, we don't decide any of it. We're all just drifting by like dead leaves with no control over anything. See, while Vex might just not like happy, normal things, she's obviously probably still kind of smart, right? And she's outsmarting her uncle right now. A strange look of determination came over Uncle Milty. Oh, I don't think that's true. What about making people happy? We all have the ability to do that, I guess, but their happiness never really lasts, does it? Vex could feel her words knock the wind out of Uncle Milty's sails as his long, perky ears began to droop. Oh, no. It's like everything else in this world, she continued. Happiness, birds, trees, bugs, rainbows, they all fade away. I guess you could say that's their purpose. They hang around for a few minutes and then die. Just ask all these chumps here. Okay, I mean, she has a point, but then also I have a counterpoint to it, but we'll just keep going. Vex motioned toward her spectral friends, who were poking their gruesome, withered faces out from their hiding spots. When she turned back to her uncle, she could barely see the edges of a frown forming on his lips. I guess I never thought of it quite that way, said her uncle. Vex reached into a bottomless well of despair, hoping to drive the stake of misery deeper into his heart. I know it's a downer, but the whole point of life is death. Okay, so this is her ability basically in action, but just like with her words. I wonder if she actually has an ability that makes people like despair. But she's literally just talking Uncle to be sad. Death, whimpered Uncle Milty. Yeah, and the worst of it all, yordles don't even get to do that. We just go on forever, doomed to a stupid, magical, pointless existence. Oh no. Uncle Milty's lip quivered. Tears that shimmered like diamonds trickled from his eyes. No, Vex. The rainbow portal behind him evaporated into the surrounding darkness. That's so awful, he cried. Right, said Vex. Suddenly, Uncle Milty erupted in uncontrolled sobs. They came like thunder, scaring off even the ghastliest of the wraiths lingering nearby. As her uncle ran away crying, Vex breathed a deep sigh of relief, the burden of intrusive cheer no longer weighing on her tiny, slouching shoulders. Okay, she said, you can all come out now. One by one, her spectral comrades emerged from the rocks and ruins around her. One more game, said Vex, and sure, why not? I'll be the gravedigger. Man, I feel bad for Uncle Milty. But I mean, we're truly seeing that even in this moment, Vex will not falter. I thought Vex might actually like give in and be like, all right, fine, Uncle Milty, I'll go see my parents, right? No, like she will fight tooth and nail to stay in the Shadow Isles in her dark, gloomy home, essentially. So, I mean, we really do see her motivation is very high in terms of wanting to stay away from anything related to anything happiness, even to the point where she didn't help Viego, right? When she was like, oh, Viego's doing all this doom and gloom for happiness, I'm not going to help him. That's stupid. I don't want anybody to be happy. So, okay, I don't think I've met anybody more awful to their uncle than Vex. All right, next up we have the champion trailer. I noticed she has a champion trailer, which has the most views, and then there's a gameplay spotlight, which has like half the amount of views, but they're both like the same length. Usually the trailers aren't this long, but let's go ahead and watch. Hopefully it doesn't like spoil everything there is about her. She trying to sleep? It's all these people just being super happy. Oh yeah, Zoe would get on her nerves.
Shadow, can you handle it?
There's the Shadow.
What's your name? Can we just not? You
Can we just not? Okay. Oh, I love the sinister music.
So stupid.
Where did that come from?
Want to see a trick? Just keep walking, Yordle. Got nothing to
Okay, we're getting like a quick preview of her abilities, but I definitely need the breakdown on what's happening here. Wait, can the shadow actually do that? What?
People.
People. Dude, I hope this is her actual theme they're using because it sounds cool.
Way to die, Normie. Oh, the ego. Is okay. I mean, he's whatever.
I'm surprised she hasn't named her shadow.
You're sad
Oh.
and dead. We should hang out.
We should hang out. I love it.
Man, walking sucks. Do the thing, Shadow.
Whoa. Whoa. I love her voice line. Do the thing, Shadow.
Cool. You know what, Shadow? Sometimes I almost don't hate you.
Okay, I can already tell I am going to love these voice lines. There's just something like I love dark. I don't even want to call it dark humor, but like, you know what I mean? Like that darkness to her is so funny to me.
Sup, Ghost?
Oh.
We hanging later? Cool.
Oh. Oh, that's... I don't know how I feel about that one. Okay, that truly was just kind of like a champion trailer for her, but they kind of did something fun with that one, so that's why it was a little bit longer. But let's actually get into her actual abilities. All right, it's 3 minutes long. Here we go.
Vex, an unusually gloomy Yordle with an endless supply of teenage angst.
I am dark and forlorn and hopelessly morbid.
After trudging through the Shadow Isles, Vex uses her newly empowered shadow magic to manipulate battles to her advantage and spread
Dude.
gloom all over Runeterra.
Her ability with
While she's
Shadow
not a
looks crazy.
tryhard, this Shadow Mage.
I have to restart because I just stuttered. All right, here we go.
Vex, an unusually gloomy Yordle with an endless supply of teenage angst.
I am
Yeah.
dark and forlorn and hopelessly morbid.
Hopelessly
After trudging through
morbid.
the Shadow Isles, Vex uses her newly empowered shadow magic to manipulate battles to her advantage and spread
Okay.
gloom all over Runeterra.
Spread
Bring it
gloom.
down a notch.
While she's not a tryhard, this Shadow Mage effectively
True.
controls the battlefield and punishes foes who jump around too much. She's really not like the other Yordles. Welcome to the Vex
She
Champion
doesn't seem like
Spotlight.
it.
We...
Okay, here we go. Wait, what was that voice
Before
line?
we get to
We?
her passive, let's run through her
Mistral
tools of
Bolt.
despair. Vex's Q is Mistral Bolt, a wave of black mist that damages
Oh,
enemies it passes
starts
through.
slow and then goes
After
fast.
delay, the bolt accelerates and narrows in.
Cool.
If enemies get too close for comfort, Vex's W, Personal Space, can emit a powerful shockwave, shielding her and damaging her surrounding enemies.
Oh, that's a good ability.
Personal space, people.
Looming
6
Darkness
feet, people.
is Vex's E. Command Shadow to fly to a location, which increases in size as it travels.
That ability
Upon
looks really
arrival,
cool.
Shadow damages and slows enemies for a few seconds.
Oh wait, not that one. The one that
Now
allows
let's
her
get
to move.
Misery business. Vex's passive is Doom and Gloom.
Okay.
Every so often, Doom will cause Vex's next non-ultimate ability to fear enemies and
Okay.
interrupt their dashes.
Back off.
When a nearby enemy dashes or blinks, Vex will mark them with Gloom. Her next attack, Mistral Bolt or Personal Space against a Gloom target deals additional damage, consumes the mark, and reduces Doom's cooldown.
Okay.
Vex's E, Looming Darkness, also applies
So far, she
Gloom
seems
on all
really
damaged
cool.
targets.
Die or something.
Whoa, I love the shadow on the ground.
Vex's ultimate is Shadow Surge.
That's
Cast
what we were
sends
saying.
Shadow forward, damaging and marking the first enemy champion hit.
Okay.
Recast to dash to your target and do additional damage.
Suck.
Oh, that's so
If the
cool.
marked target dies within the time frame of Shadow Surge, its cooldown will be temporarily reset. Welcome
Whoa.
to the Shadow Parade.
Oh, that's fun. Wombo combo.
Keep watch on your Doom's cooldown without wasting it and leaving yourself wide open, because this ain't a scene, it's a black mist race.
Dude, I just love the shadow on the ground. I love that.
Whatever.
A core part of vexing your opponents is proccing Gloom on abilities to reduce Doom's fear cooldown.
Okay.
Keep the mood melancholy by maintaining a rotation of Gloom on champions and minions to spread even more Doom.
Doom and gloom, gotta spread it.
If you don't feel like walking, Shadow's there to pick up the pace. Utilize Shadow Surge's recast to quickly get into
Dude,
the
look
thick
at
of things
that.
and exercise
That
your
was
personal
cool.
space to disrupt the fight.
Walking sucks.
Even though Vex was doing shadow magic before it was cool, she's still squishy in most team fights. Lurk patiently in the
Yeah.
shadows and wait for the right moment to go in. Once you spot the perfect opportunity, swoop in for the Shadow Surge.
She pretty much
resets
only
and
has
doom
personal
the enemy
space
team.
as like her
That is the
defensive
journey
getaway.
of life. Whoa, that's deep.
Show them it's not just
Cool.
a phase. Uncover more about the Shadow Mage in the links below.
You guys will have to let me know, those that play Vex, like how good is she? Because she seems really fun. I can't tell how strong she is necessarily from this gameplay spotlight, but her abilities overall seem pretty good. I just don't know. Is she more of like an assist, or what is she? She seems like she just kind of comes out of nowhere with her ultimate and then just like finishes the job or something, yeah? She absolutely looks like a ton of fun though, and I like all of her ability names, to be honest with you. I think they did a great job with that, and them actually making sense for her lore a little bit. And then I kind of like am very curious about this shadow. So clearly it's shadow magic that she's doing. Is the shadow actually alive? Like how, like, I don't know. I feel like there's more to the shadow part of her. Maybe we'll get more into that on the fandom. All right, and for good measure, we have to do the Wild Rift gameplay overview as well. Here we go.
Yep.
Because I think you guys told me the abilities can change a little bit sometimes for the characters. Ooh. Okay, what do we got? Probably all the same stuff. Yep, Doom and Gloom. Doom, fear enemies with abilities. Gloom, mark enemies with dash or blink. Consume, mark with attack or ability. Cool, cool. The Mistral Bolt. I like the animation of this, how it starts slow and then moves real fast and narrows. I don't know, it's just a little unique in my opinion. I kind of like it. Personal space, probably my fave. Consume gloom marks as well. Okay. Looming darkness. That one's just like a quick little AoE, small AoE effect. That one's okay. The ult though, Shadow Surge, so cool. Damage and mark first enemy, and then recast to travel to marked enemy. Yeah, that's a really cool ability. I love it. Bring on the misery or whatever. I mean, you gotta agree that it must be nice to kind of have Vex's attitude sometimes, right?
Finally, the part where I get to lead.
Ooh, I like that skin. Okay. That's a Halloween pumpkin one. I actually think I'm gonna love that skin when we get to those later. Cool. All right, yeah, not too much going on with the Wild Rift differences there, though. All right, let's continue on. All right, we got a bit of a longer champion theme here at 3 minutes, 42 seconds. Vex the Gloomist. I'm not sure if it's the same song that we got in the gameplay spotlight. Let's go ahead and listen. Oh, this is one of the newer champion themes, so I think they're going to showcase like the artwork and stuff and the concept art. Oh, it is so cool to actually see like these other versions of what Vex could possibly have looked like. Because she looks totally different than these three. I actually love her hair color. Okay, yeah, I don't think this is the same as that was in the gameplay spotlight. This sounds way different. Okay. It's sounding a little melancholy for sure. I love the concept art for the shadow itself too. Like the shadow was a core aspect of her from the get-go. I know there's other characters in like pop culture that have like some shadow that they talk to or that follows them. What are some big ones? I can't think of any right now. Oh, that's a cool one. Oh, okay, hold on. It's building up now. Oh, it is the same song. I lied. I love the guitar in this. It makes it sound like super dark, like a villain's theme a little. Ooh, I like the little melody they're adding in here. I really like her theme, actually. Okay. I love like that we're getting like flutes, like, you know, this little whimsical kind of instrument against like the hard guitar, right? Like these hard strikes with the guitar and then the whimsical melody. They're like clashing. It's really cool. Ooh, I like some of that art here. Spoilers for some skins that we're going to take a look at. She's a little bit newer, yeah, so she might not have too many skins for us to take a look at just yet. But we'll see what we get. Oh, there it is. Yes, I love this. I love how dark and like brooding it feels. It does feel like teenager angst, like just a teenager like in their room, door closed, just listening to some like hardcore metal or something, brooding in their room. I mean, I basically did the same thing, but I just played video games. Okay. What? Is that the xylophone? What is that? It sounds like it is, actually. I love that theme. That is so fitting for VEX. Like, there's no way you can't say it doesn't. It just, like, the way it started, it was very melancholy. And then I think when the guitar comes in, you can kind of say that's when, like, she gets angry at, like, other people around her being happy and stuff, like we see in the Champion trailer. And that's when she starts going on the attack and the offensive, right? She's like, really? You guys got me angry? I have to get up and go kill you now? Yeah, I thought that was a really good one. I don't know if, you know, obviously not my favorite theme or anything like that, but it's definitely one of the better ones. All right, like I said earlier, I knew there wouldn't be too many skins. It looks like there's only 3, at least according to the Fandom Wiki. So let's take a look at them. And let's see if there's one that I like over like the original or something. The original, they did a great job on. Let's go ahead and look at the second one. This is the one, what is it called? Dawnbringer. Okay, I think we got a glimpse of this one in the trailer. I love how VEX still just looks like depressed / angry / not in the mood. Just even like even just seeing like the one eye and that's it. Like I feel like the eye just gives it away, right? Okay, this one's cool. If you want to go with like a little bit of a flashier, more colorful VEX, I think it's good. But I actually think I like the original design better, being not as flashy, just because it doesn't the flashiness doesn't personify VEX in my opinion, but it is a cool skin. And then this one's even flashier. Well, actually it has some darkness to it. This is Empyrean. We've seen some of these skins before. Ooh, I kind of like this one. It's giving off like a DJ. You know, like how there's like DJs that have this persona or whatever, like Marshmello is an example. This is kind of giving me like a VEX DJ almost a little bit. I actually like this one. I do like this one over the Dawnbringer. While it is more colorful for sure than, you know, VEX's original skin, it's still got mostly black in here, right? And I think that's cool. You don't get to see VEX's face anymore in this, and you also lose like her cool hair and things like that. But I think this one's really, really good. If I had to choose, I'd probably actually choose this one as the cool skin to have. Otherwise, you know, her original skin, I think, is just fine. Let's see if we have any trivia. We got a tiny bit. VEX was the 3rd of 3 champions released in 2021 tied to Viego's return and a continuation of the Ruined King story. VEX's shadow cannot be disabled in-game. VEX shares a few similarities with Zato 1 from Guilty Gear series. Oh, who is this? Oh, see, this is what I was talking about also earlier in the reaction. I was like, I know somewhere in pop culture, there's another person or something that has like a shadow with them that fights for them, right? There's got to be something somewhere. It says both fight with a shadow champion, her shadow bearing a slight resemblance to Eddie's design in the game. Vex's laugh animation references the laughing SpongeBob meme. Oh, okay. The laughing SpongeBob meme. Wait, the laugh animation itself. I did not get to see that. So, or maybe we did see it in the gameplay trailer. All right. So on the Fandom Wiki, there's just a little bit about like the early life and things like that. We're going to skip over that stuff. We've already read about it. So we'll start off with appearance. It says Vex is a Yordle with pale skin, purple eyes, light turquoise hair, and a black nose and mouth. She wears a big purple and black sweater and has a gold emblem of the Shadow Isles on her chest. Oh, I didn't know that. And then personality. Vex is a sad and gloomy Yordle that finds contentment in misery. She is eternally unhappy and is content with this unhappiness. She is easily irritated, especially by bright and happy things, and can easily bring down the mood of any creature with her sadness. I feel like her and Amumu, obviously we saw that in the trailer a little bit. Her and Amumu, best friends. All right, abilities. Yordle physiology. Vex is a Yordle, a being coming from the spirit realm and possesses several abilities natural of her species. Immortality. Being spiritual beings, Yordles don't age the same way as normal humans and they can't normally die. And then Yordle magic. Just like any Yordle, Vex is capable of performing Yordle magic, which she utilizes in tandem with her skills with shadows. And then, of course, shadow manipulation. Vex's shadow is sentient and can help her cast spells. I feel like we need to name the shadow. I'm surprised she hasn't. She just says shadow. And just the only relations we have is for Viego. And, you know, they have some quotes in here, but I'm going to wait till we get to the voice lines later. Vex had an alliance with Viego to plunge the world into darkness and gloom until Vex found out that his real motive was to revive his wife from the dead, right? Because he wanted to be happy again, right? That's not in line with her you know, her ideology of the world. So she was like, nah, I'm good, dude. All right. And I think we covered everything that Vex is currently in. Obviously, there is the Rise of the Sentinels game, though, that apparently she is a part of. But other than that, we got one little trivia spot. It says, despite having a direct relation and interactions with Viego, Vex is one of few Shadow Isle champions that have no relation to the origin of the Black Mist or the Ruination. True, she is a little bit of a just like outsider even with that, right? Because she technically belongs to the Yordles of Bandle City. And then she kind of was like, I don't like any of that. I'm going to go join everybody else with the Black Mist and the Shadow Isles and stuff. So she is very much so like an outsider there, but it's also kind of where she belongs at the same time. Because she's obviously made a lot of friends with like the spirits and stuff on the Shadow Isles, playing hide and seek with them. All right, everybody, the last part of the video is going to be Vex's special interactions and voice lines. This, I didn't pre-watch it, but I do know this has the special interactions in it, along with her voice lines as well. So let's go ahead and watch this. It's 8.5 minutes long, and here we go.
You're sad and dead? We should hang out.
Yeah,
No,
her and Amumu, 1000%.
doctors, I already told you, being sad makes me happy. So you're the
I have a question already, sorry. Dr. Mundo, don't know anything about him. Is he actually a doctor?
reason I have to be here today? Let's make this easy. I'll wait here and you go die. Just give up. I did. We're all
Just give up, I did. Yeah, and look at Vex. Vex is doing just fine, right?
doomed. But you're more doomed. Another person to kill. Shadow, can you handle it?
Okay, right there, pausing. I know, pausing twice already in 30 seconds. That right there is actually the not the definition, but it is an aspect of depression, right? Is like you have a task that you are being made to do or whatever, but you're too lazy to do it, right? Like the laziness is 100% an aspect of depression. So
Oh, can you handle
having
it?
Shadow do it, right?
Life sucks, but at least I'm not you.
Oh my, hold on. That's on the level of Aurelian's soul insult.
You'd like Bandle City. It sucks too. You had me at death. Lost me at singing.
You had me at,
Two
oh, that's with
guns?
Karthus. Okay, we know Karthus is a part of the one band or whatever for, what's it called? Oh gosh, I can't recall right now. But does he actually sing as a part of like his lore or anything like that?
Singing. 2 guns? Could you try any harder? Oh no. Happiness and rainbows? I'm gonna barf twice. Oh, look at me. I'm a sentinel, saving the world from darkness. Sup?
Dude, I just love like how, I love how she reacts to everything. It's always just so bleh, you know?
Ghost, we hanging later? Cool.
Okay.
Saw you're human now, Thresh.
Unbound Thresh.
Never thought you'd be the one to go normie.
Normie.
Hey, Vagar.
Wait. He could still be like doom and gloom as a human, but she calls humans normie.
You're at a 10? I need you to take it down to like a 2.
Oh, dude. Okay, well, we did a Vagar reaction recently. I love her response to Vagar overall.
You know what, Viego? I liked your earlier stuff better. I don't have to listen
Like
to you,
your
Viego.
earlier stuff.
You're not my real dad.
Oh. That shows... Does that show daddy issues? I don't know.
Yasuo, I can already tell we are not gonna vibe.
Yeah, that's
Just
not a
keep
vibe.
walking, Yordle. I got nothing to say to you. I'm not really a cat person. I'm more of a nothing person.
Yeah, because cats can bring happiness, huh?
Awesome. I mean,
Oh.
whatever.
Oh,
Well,
oh.
that happened.
She
One
got
less
excited
person
for a
to
little bit
deal
there.
with. Way to die, Normie.
Way to die,
You're
normie.
lucky.
I'm sorry.
Being a
Personally, I think her using the word normie is kind of funny. It might be annoying to some of you. I have no idea. But I think her using the word normie is funny.
ghost is so cool. See you never.
She wants to be
You
a
look
ghost.
better this way. That's what you get for trying.
Hmm.
That's better. Cool.
She's
Aw,
not a tryhard.
Diego
That's for sure.
Is okay.
Huh?
I mean, he's whatever, I guess. Don't care.
Wait, why? She's acting weird about Viego.
Don't care. Don't care. Honestly, you taunt yourself just by being you. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care.
Don't care, don't care.
And
It's a
then
good
I
attitude
told
to
her,
have
"Get out
sometimes.
of my room." And she said, "This is my house, young lady." And oh, hang on, Shadow. I'll finish this later.
Complaining about
Ugh,
mom.
Just got here. Already over it. Other people are
I
here.
feel that. That's work for me.
Great.
That's also work
This
for
is
me.
gonna be awful. In a very good way. A good, awful
Oh,
way.
okay, I get
You
it.
know what I mean.
Yep.
What color should I wear today?
Black or
Black
charcoal.
Or charcoal?
That's the official emo
Before I
goth
met
vibe.
the Black Mist, I lived in a world of color and happiness. I was so lost. Welcome
feel
to
for you.
Sad Town. Population, me. Everyone else, get out. Ugh, this is gonna take forever. Why is everything so far? Okay, Shadow.
She doesn't like
wake
walking
me when we
either.
hit
We've
something.
noticed.
I could start a club for people who hate people.
Oh,
But no one would show up. I
yeah.
am not cute.
Oh.
I am dark and forlorn and hopelessly morbid.
Yeah, we heard that line. That
Why
one's
do I
funny.
even wake up in the morning? All right, to make people miserable.
If you're gonna be miserable, you might as well make other people miserable, I guess. Not in real life, but like, you know what I mean?
All right, to make people miserable. I wouldn't say I ran away from home. More like
trudged.
Yeah, trudge.
Yeah, lack of effort from
Shadow,
her.
I think I'm gonna start calling you Scar.
Oh, see, there we go. I kept asking for it the whole reaction. I'm like, can we name the shadow? Is she gonna name? I would think like the shadow is a friend of hers for sure. She's got to name her friend Scar. I feel like that's related to trauma in a sense.
It is
But I guess she doesn't necessarily have any trauma that I can think of.
not a stupid name. Shadow is a stupid name.
Oh, he doesn't like it. He or
Shadow,
she.
Can I get like 5 minutes alone? Okay, fine. I am so over this place.
Okay, recall.
Later.
Later.
Oh, where are we going? You know what? It doesn't matter. Finally, the part where I get to leave.
She definitely wants
If
to
anyone
leave.
needs me, I'll be back. I don't know. Whenever. Darkness, take me.
Darkness, take
Seriously,
me.
I'm burning up out here. Time to get up already. Oh, leave me alone.
Oh, dude, that's
I'm
me in the
sleepy.
morning.
Please.
I mean, that's every child that has to get up for school, right?
Put me back in my misery. That
Put me back in my misery.
wasn't as cool as I thought it'd be. Well, that was some quality alone time.
Okay.
Okay, I'm awake. Stop already. I get
All right, be honest, guys. Who out there is exactly like that in the morning? I personally used to be like that, but I don't have to get up as early as I used to, and I'm like able to just, I don't know, I have a routine in the morning now, so it's like gotten easier.
do it all again. Yay.
Yay.
Oh, Shadow, just leave me. I'm dancing. Happy. Ha.
Wait, I want to see the dance.
Ugh. Whatever. Okay. Lose the pep.
Lose
Bring
the
it down a
pep.
notch.
Bring it down a notch.
Seriously? Don't even think about it. I wouldn't do that.
She likes her
Well, look
quiet,
at you.
for sure.
Nope. Coming in sad.
Coming in sad.
And this one. We follow up.
We.
Super meh. Do the thing, Shadow. Feel what
Okay.
I feel. Meh. Ow.
Death. Okay.
So what?
So what?
Good for you. Whoa. Cool. Let's turn these smiles upside down.
Oh.
Ugh, can we get some rain clouds in here? Ugh, look at that tree. So stupid.
Whoa, what'd that tree do to
More
you?
of the same.
It was too
Yep.
happy, right?
The glass is half empty. It's
I'll be
not
honest, I'm a little bit
phase,
of a
and I
glass half
won't
empty
grow out
kind of
it.
person.
I can feel it. Someone's happy over there.
Oh.
Think sad thoughts. Think sad thoughts.
Whoa.
I'll show them the meaning of apathy. Or not. I'm only in this place because I hate it.
Okay.
Okay, time to take it down a level.
Okay.
Shadow, carry me.
Okay, so obviously here's another voice line though, like it. She clearly doesn't like any form of exercise in any fashion.
Yeah, I wore this yesterday. What about it?
That's another
I could
sign of
really use
depression.
less friends. Ugh, sunlight.
Another one.
Every silver lining has a dark cloud. Man, walking sucks. This place is so getting harrowed. If I
Okay.
can't be happy, no one can. Calm
Whoa.
down, Shadow. I'm trying to sulk.
Oh, dude, I
I'm
totally
coming,
understand
I'm
that.
coming.
Sometimes you
Death
just gotta
is the
sulk,
true
man.
meaning of life. Whoa, that's deep. Wish my hood covered all of my face.
I don't think it's that deep.
Ugh, this place has way too many colors. Ugh.
Ah, see, that goes back to where I was like, oh, I don't really like her two skins that much because there's like almost too much color in them, right?
Stop copying me, Shadow. Guess
doesn't
I'll
like that?
mope over here.
It's a shadow.
You know what, Shadow? Sometimes I almost don't hate you. This is as far as my eyes can roll. Who cares?
Of course she rolls
Life
her
is
eyes.
pain. Sup?
Sup. These
Do
are
we have
attacks.
to?
That's funny.
Can we just not die or something? Despair. You don't
Despair. A little on the
understand me.
nose.
Back off.
Oh.
Sigh. You're the
Oh.
worst. Pal.
Pow.
People.
I love the lack of effort.
So, what are we doing? That's close enough. Who are you again?
Personal space.
Whatever.
Right?
Are you smiling?
No, of course not.
Effort. What? Have some misery. You should frown more.
Oh,
Personal
you know what? I love that one for some reason. Because you know there's that whole stupid stigma of like people saying, oh, you should smile more or you should smile. You know what I mean? Like nobody loves being told that. If you currently say that in your like current lingo, don't say that to other people. It's the dumbest thing. I love it though that she flipped it around and said you should frown more. I almost said smile, but yeah, you should frown more. I actually love that she flipped it around.
Space people, don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me. All right, perfect. I paused, of course, when there's only like 2 lines left. I mean, these were great. There's really no notes or any complaints from me on these voice lines from VEX. I think, you know, obviously more special interactions with other champions is always a good time in my opinion. So please add more of those if you ever can, right? But other than that, obviously we haven't gotten her in Legends of Runeterra, so that would be what I would be looking forward to in the future if they're going to still be adding champions to Legends of Runeterra. I know there's kind of like some stuff going on with that game, but yeah, these were perfect. I mean, of course we got the traditional signs of depression like I mentioned throughout this, is, you know, lack of effort, you know, not wanting to do any sort of movement or exercise, having other people do stuff for you, you not wanting to leave your room, not wanting to see any sunlight, you wanting to sulk, you know, all that kind of stuff, right? And of course, like alone time, that's another big one. You generally want to be alone when you want to sulk, or when you're depressed, you don't want to be around other people. So I think they did a great job kind of portraying that. And then we also got the portrayal of, you know, it's been said that she's like portraying teenage angst, which she very much so is, because we had those voice lines when she doesn't want to wake up. She's like, oh, you know, go away, I'm still sleeping, blah, blah, blah. That's like, you know, the mom trying to wake you up in the morning, or dad, or whoever. And that's very much so, I feel like, a teenager thing, obviously, because you're being woken up by a parent. And then like the get out of my room, and then her telling the story to Shadow about the mom trying to, like, the little argument between her and her mom was very funny and very familiar. I feel like who hasn't had that argument of like, mom, get out of my room, or dad, get out of my room, right? Like, and then they with their comeback are like, no, this is my house, right? Yeah, I've had that argument with my parents before too, of course. And then another thing that I missed in terms of like another aspect of depression is you start to not care about things, right? Like certain things that used to either bring you joy, or something that should generally bring people joy doesn't, or you don't care about things, right? And like her taunt response of saying don't care, don't care, don't care multiple times, of course, is another aspect of that. I don't know. I personally, I don't know. I love that we're getting, it's not even a dark character, I want to say. I love that we're getting a character that I'm sure some people can feel familiar with in a general sense, and it's okay to feel this way, right? Like this is a normal thing, in my opinion, to be to have depression at some point in your life, or go through this sort of thing. I mean, yeah, I don't really know what else I can really say about her voice lines. I loved them. I think she had a couple of like good zingers in there, to be honest with her, because she has that attitude of just like not caring about other people, not caring about anything around her, just being sad. And so she had some really good like insults, especially when she's just like attacking. She's just like, whatever, blah, 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 right? Like, I think those are really, really fun and really funny, actually. You know, she's funny in her own way of like just being, she's not even trying to be sarcastic, but it almost sounds sarcastic, right? And of course, where could we see Vex in the future? She's hanging out on the Shadow Isles. She's just chilling. You know, she's probably just going to stay there. I don't think, you know, unless some other big dark event starts happening and she joins it. She would obviously, okay, here's the thing. She would obviously join up if there's another like big villain that comes around that wants to spread doom and gloom in the world of Runeterra. She's probably going to ally with them because she wants to do that. But if she then finds out that the villain has some other motivation that's not doom and gloom, she's not going to want to do it. But like she would probably team up with Aatrox, right? Like why not team up with him, or Mordekaiser if he ever comes back? You know, I could see her totally teaming up with those kinds of people. But for now, she'll probably just stay hanging out with Scar, Shadow, whoever, in the Shadow Isles, and they probably won't touch her for a while. She's still fairly new. She is definitely different than all the other Yordles, which I do like about her. I mean, all the Yordles are unique in their own way, right? But she definitely is different from all the others in the sense of like she doesn't have that so-called Yordle spirit. All right, guys, I thought Vex was fun. Let me know in the comments what you think of Vex and what the initial thoughts of like the community and stuff was of Vex, because I actually really love to hear those kinds of insights, because I'm not there when those champions are released. So I don't really get the insight of like how the community feels about them. For example, Seraphine, I know, was one that was actually kind of hated upon when she first came out. So like, was the opposite here with Vex because she's like totally different? Or what's the deal with Vex when she first came out? What was the community like kind of consensus? All right, guys, that'll do it. Please leave a thumbs up on the video. Consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.